Welcome to the second attack on this bunch of letters attack. I call them rainbow Nazis. They took away a rainbow. I don't like that. But then they trashed it anyways. And now I don't understand. Are they that fucking stupid? Because at this point it's stupidity, and who belongs in this group anymore? Like, are you kidding me? Swimming in bullshit? I mean, only psychopaths would do that. Yes, Rebecca, that's cool that you can swim in this shit. But, like, I wouldn't recommend. And I've dove into this, but they added more stuff. The two-spirit, intersex, is sexual. No. Whatever the fucking plus means, because of course they're willing to add more stuff. It's not very spicy, is it? It should just be one word. It should just be very well defined what it is, but it's not. Potentially because, weird things happen when you actually pick a name. Your stupid community still doesn't have a name. How about rainbow Nazis? But I have to censor, so, it spells out nice. No, wow, it's so nice, guys. So I'll just,
would ban protests
whatever.
of drag queen shows.
The idea is this is inspiring the overflow. I have just seen this. It's missing A, and it's just triggered me. Why is it missing A? No, obviously, like, all these appendages on the monster, trying to summon more than 7 monsters on the board? Are you kidding me, bro? That is quite an overflow. Also, why did they choose Two-Spirit to be on top of the leaderboard, boys? I thought we only like lesbians. Two-Spirit is more important? Who decided that? I don't understand. I honestly don't understand the Two-Spirit thing. But I'm gonna break down everything. Because I know way too much, and I can probably just hijack the entire movement, become its leader, and just punch them in the face at the same time. Because I don't give a fuck. But because I can just dictate reality.
As LGBTQ plus.
Didn't vomit, so I think she misspelled the name, because you have to vomit in the end.
Community safety zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic.
She's talking about like a safe zone.
Act of intimidation, threat, offensive threats, offensive remarks, protest, disturbance, and distribution of hate.
And it's gonna be a 25K fine. Or jail time. Prosecution. Which is, it's funny. You try to defend something, and it turns into hate propaganda. Eventually. You'll see. The script might flip. You're trying to defend something, but you're actually attacking the other communities instead. And also, whatever you're defending potentially is not worth defending to begin with, because this is all just another drug overdose of American way, dude. American way to just overdose on sexuality. And we have to protect these drug addicts so they get more shit in their system. Alright, let's break it down. Let's see how we feel about this, but we have to go back in time and review. I'm improving very rapidly. and this was 4 months ago. So let's teleport all the way back to 4 months ago, previous year. Let's see how we're gonna re-break what has been broken. The thumbnail showed just with words that I peed on their flag, because the flag is, I control the colors. I already hijacked what every single color means, so they can't do that one. They didn't even care to like label the colors. They just took the rainbow flag because they thought it was cool. And to some extent, swimming in bullshit is pretty cool. And as I've said, only psychopaths would do that. But if you add too much garbage, if you add too much bullshit, like, you can't like reach most of the bullshit anyways. And it's too much. You can even drown. Drown Queen? How about that? I don't know. So let's just go back in time and fix my mistakes, so I understand where to go past that point. Should be pretty fun. Will we need fuss? Will we need other people to talk about this shit? Again, the most important thing to understand, Americans are obsessed, first of all, with obsessions to begin with overwhelming activities like sex. You have to understand, this podcast comes from a virgin. Yes, I struggle, but masturbation is still fantastic. You can call me asexual and suck me into a community, which is fucking stupid. I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't ask you to try and identify different sexualities available. None of that is necessary. You technically should be able to do most of the stuff, but it's a 50-50. You don't want to cross the line, and you don't want to do things that are ridiculously uncomfortable, not just for you, but for the relationships that you're trying to keep. And now, the most important thing to understand, the moment you become a protected group, is the moment your community is piece of shit. Because your community has to protect itself, and the moment you're being protected, like, you're done. You're just gonna be ignored. You're gonna be destroyed with ignorance, and we're just gonna laugh. You're just gonna pop your head out and just like, what are you doing, bro? Go back to your fucking protected little safety house, alright? You pop your head like a rat, take a little cheese bite. Maybe you don't take your cheese bite. Maybe we take a piece of your leg, or I don't know. Harvest some muscle tissue. I don't know. Take some brain samples. I don't know what we want to do with you and your amazing sexuality. But you're not going to live like a normal person if you're going to dive too deep into bullshit. It happens all the time. Bullshit consumes you, shapeshifts you, turns you into a fucking idiot. And I'm trying to like fight back, and it's still very difficult. Still very difficult knowing that the backlash is gonna come from every angle. They're gonna try everything on me. If I get too powerful, they try and steal my powers too. Oh boy. I can't wait to fight back. That's my sexuality. So, have to determine my sexuality. My sexuality is fighting back against idiots. It's the most passionable thing I feel. My sexuality is passion to fight back against idiots. And now you immediately realize sexuality means absolutely nothing besides it kind of rivals passion. All right, it rivals passion, and then you're like, okay, so there are no genders. Yeah, so the thing that you just did, like lesbian and gay, no, just there's no genders, dude. Oh wait, there's men and women. Yes, because we socially created that, and it's like it's very good that way to like identify whether you were born with a penis or vagina, and then you have boobs too, so it's like even hard to hide. So like what's the point? And then you have muscle differences, and well, until we are born a different way as human beings, we're gonna have men and women, the most distinct biological groups. All right, yin and yang, boys. And the real question is, can you play with those? Can you play with this fucking thing? Because that's what they're trying to do. You know, men and women are undeniably different things. I mean, born that way, unfortunately. And some people are born rich, some people are born inside a shithole, and there's no escape. But they don't think about it that way, because who cares, right? They just live their life. If they actually live their life, I don't know. But they cannot go outside their box, which they are born in. It's a little bit unfortunate. And the same goes with being born a man or a woman. So the question is, can you break that barrier somehow? And what ways can you break it? And why people are trying so hard to break the barrier? So I'll tell you, one cool way you can break the barrier is superpowers. Wow, superpowers can break you from being poor or a woman, because that is the worst thing to be. You know, being born a woman is like terrible. So it's obviously a joke that I just feel like doing, because you know, I'll always support my fellow men. You have to like embrace who you are as much as possible. 50 again, it's a 50-50. Embrace who you are and then who you want to be. Not all the possibilities. Don't embrace the fucking bullshit possibilities that are displayed here. It's kind of like a shopping cart. You can grab whatever you like, but if you can't take the whole thing. First of all, you gotta pick and choose. But when you start picking and choosing, then you're like, what the fuck am I doing? We should just call this superpowers of trying to break something. So you're born with something and you try to break that mold, and that's why it's so empowering to do that. And again, all of this, all that I'm saying is improvised knowledge. All right, it just comes out of my butthole. It's a fart, and I'm very, I'm very glad it works that way. It's just, I'm a very happy person. This is my superpower. I can just fart out knowledge and learn at the same time, and have a good time, and feel like everyone can hate me and I will still not feel damaged. Everyone can ignore me, I will not be damaged. I'm just like, I have this superpower and it's ridiculously overpowered, but it just created on its own terms. I didn't choose, I just needed it, you know. Just like with money, superpower, just comes when you need it. And you will need superpowers if you want to grow, and you getting jealous of something, and you genuinely feel like it would improve your life, and you can handle it. If you can handle the responsibility, you claim the power. So, you have to constantly test yourself But most people just pick up random superpower, go into a bullshit territory, lose themselves, shapeshift into a fucking monster, and they will never come back, so they do need to be defended because they look like fucking remarkably disgusting creatures, alright? So, whatever this jumble of letters is, it mostly contains disgusting creatures. You must understand another thing, you know. Oh, wow. There's porn. And even with porn, I don't watch lesbian, gay, bisexual, not really, no. This is as close as I would go, bisexual. And, like, asexual is not even a porn thing. Intersex, I don't even know what that means. So, literally, there's nothing to it. Oh, there's porn. Oh, wait, there's no categories that I like. You know, like, at least be a fucking furry, dude. Please, bro. Just add the furry thing. It's a good place to start. Add a fucking zoo in there. Alright. Rename bisexual into the bus category. Where you get groped by a Japanese man. Come on, man. Like, add some spice in there, bro. Where's your sexuality? What does that mean, bro? I don't... Even if you'd identify yourself as any of these letters, I still don't fucking understand what kind of person you are. Even if you have pronouns, I don't understand what kind of person you are. It gives no additional identification, unfortunately. You've tried so hard, and all of this effort is pointless. No additional identity acquired. I'm sorry, bro. You're trying to identify so hard, and it doesn't work. Because these are not really superpowers. This is potentially just, you know, a trap. Like most things are, it's a trap. So we have to, like, unentangle every single letter for what kind of trap it is, and I'm not going to do that because I'm too lazy. But I can just at least tell you guys it's a trap. Alright? So how do we come to this conclusion? Well, I just compared it. That's how you do. You compare, just like Shane Dawson just came out with the hit piece on a lot of brands who compared with non-brand, just generic things. Apparently, they try to sell you the brand for more money, which is unbelievably immoral and should be actually prosecuted by the government. But the government doesn't want to fucking attack corporations for some reason. Probably corporations suck their dicks. And that's another sexuality. Like, there's so many sexualities in real world, and none of these letters define any of these. Alright? Also, I have to remove my letters because it would be very ugly, but come on, man. I try to improve your guys' shit. You need to add some fuzz in there, bro. Fuzz. What would be the U? I don't know. YouTube, man. Anyways, let's go, baby. Let's go back again. Yeah, I feel very confident, very comfortable saying all these things. Nothing can touch me, nothing can defeat me. I'm technically asking for trouble, but, like, you just can't give me trouble. It's impossible, alright? You think you can. The only thing you can do, maybe, like, oh, who cares? You know? Because it's not about giving someone trouble. It's like, no one needs that. It's about solving your own shit and being grateful, alright? So if you feel offended, up to this point, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't ask you to invade my shit, or my opinions. Well-crafted opinions, by the way. You can challenge them, by the way. If you truly are offended, you can start doing that. The moment you are offended is the moment you have to start, defending your opinions that have been attacked somehow. I don't know. Probably not by me. I'm just crafting a well-crafted story about how whatever you have created is just kind of lame. Just not very appealing to me. I will do a porn series at some point. I will have time to do that. Maybe not. Who knows? But the idea behind it is to like look at every single category there is. And I might just skip gay and lesbian because I think it's a trap. Maybe lesbian not so much, because lesbians, what are they gonna play with? You know. But sucking off a dick as a dude, that's a weird one. Spiritually, you know? Spiritually weird. So maybe, you know, it started with like a decent one, and it became a fucking cancer. And then they add this questioning, dude. Questioning. Queer is like fucking what? Did you mistype queen? So, there's the invader, and then there's the, you know, like, when you put up a trap, you put some cheese in there, and you catch some rats. And, the questioning is potentially is like, well, I can reuse the trap whenever I want. And the lesbian is like, well, cool. So, fascinating enough, Rebecca, the jewel, my precious, she took the valuable things about the thing. And it's like, congratulations, you win the competition of not being stupid, despite being in this community, technically. Despite trying to, you know, support this community, you're still not stupid. So, like, yeah. The only thing I can admit is that lesbians and questioning people are fine. Like, of course. Why shouldn't you be fine? You don't know what the fuck this community is. I'm not even gonna talk about sexuality. And, well, everyone loves women, so might as well women love women too. No one should love men, though. It's very difficult. Just because it's a challenge, don't obsess yourself with challenges that much. There's so many other problems to solve than try to love men. And women also kind of have to figure out eventually, because it's boring for to be a lesbian for too long. But to some extent, you're gonna be a lesbian. Like, even I questioned back at school, is like, are the girl groups like super lesbian or what's going on? Because that was the vibe. Like, back at school, you know, like, they just hang out together, but they're just like protective, and they're trying to just kind of break down how love works. They have to be social. They have to update each other with every little fucking thing that happens. They have to, again, be protective in terms of outside threats, because men are always like preying upon weak women to just give into a relationship and start contributing love and like for free. All this stuff, it's you know, you gotta be lesbian when you gotta be lesbian, alright? I understand, but past this point, everything else is garbage, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Now let's see what I was thinking back in the day. Let's read all these fucking thoughts. improve upon them. And maybe we get a little bit of a fuss in the end of this conversation to see what other people have to say. Because that triggers me all the time. Because the stupidity is like through the roof. Every time I search for the fuss, I'm like, oh, I successfully watched 1 minute. I successfully watched the introduction. It took me 10 minutes of commentary to be able to get through that. But, like, we did it, guys. We did it. Because, like, people just want to, like, appeal. They don't want to question anything anymore. And, like, it's not going to be a good life if you don't question things. I'm sorry, bro. And it's one of the, technically, sexualities. I'll take the questioning one. You can take the lesbian, alright? Men and women, unite and destroy this thing from the inside. I'm now a part of this community. Wow. But like hydraulic press, we're just gonna eliminate all these other groups. That make no fucking sense. That's a trap. Trap, bait, and go away? I don't know. Or great? No, it's not great. They just stole the G. It literally stands for nothing. They just try to steal the G, and it's like, don't do that. Alright? It's mine. Right now, I own it. Alright? It's my brand. So it's bait and trap, and then they thievery of some kind. Or just another way to say BNT, bait and thievery, in this one letter. So very creative stuff, but with a hydraulic press, I should be able to destroy whatever the fuck this is. If you're questioning, if you're curious, that's what kind of saved me from terrible school experiences. If I'm curious, like, I'm gonna be curious about my emotions and how to approach things as in much control as possible. The best I could do is approach a girl, sit next to her, like say, have you read my message? And that's all I could do. Right now I have improved, obviously. I can say so many more things, but the girls have ran away to the other side of the world to try and avoid me or whatever. I don't know. They would do whatever it takes not to fucking talk to me anymore because of how crazy it is. What the fuck is queer? Let's begin, alright? Some door you can exit with, well, but still have a weird sexuality. I guess that's the point. You know. You have an entrance and an exit. Very nice. Well, we're just gonna transform it into hydraulic press. Let's pretend is freedom. Yeah, sure. Let's not exaggerate. Questioning, it is a door, but it's more like trying to invite a certain gender. And again, it's all because it's a trap. Now, the best thing to do, like, try and break down bisexual, but I kind of do that. So let's, I'll just gonna improve on what I said. It's just so simple. Sexuality is something you can come up with instead of find out what the fuck? Find out eventually. Well, I just broke down that sexuality doesn't even exist. It's more like passions. And eventually, you do have sex, but it's more like an end game. It just kind of just happens with the person that's closest to you. That happens to be in the same room, and it better be a fucking different gender. Because otherwise, it's just going to be too awkward. It's just gonna be too awkward to try and, like, make a relationship out of it. But you should, like, focus on that. And I think, that's a very interesting mindset. You know, especially coming from me, the V-boy, the virgin boy. As a virgin, I've just learned not to focus on anything but pursuing my passion. Which means, you know, staying a goddamn virgin and only having sex when I actually can, you know. And if I'm incel forever, I don't know. That's cool. At least I had fun trying, you know. Because the best way to try things is to make things effortless. But that's the whole point. Like, the only way you can win the game if you do it effortless. And that's when the end game actually is fixed. You know, you effortlessly attract a woman into whatever you want, and you know the relationship is gonna click, and then you can have sex because you have to celebrate somehow and do whatever, explore. But when people start celebrating because it's peaceful outside, and they forget that peace has a price, you know, you have to keep peace. And celebrating just because it's peaceful, it's so weird, right? Oh, wow. It's so peaceful, you can celebrate all the time, right? Alright? Oh, but now you have to be protected, and your feelings hurt sometimes because you try to be that other thing that people don't like you about. You know, again, some identities, some superpowers are just terrible, and they turn you into a garbage human being. Do you want to collect garbage your entire life as your superpower? At least get paid for it. Come on, man. You don't want to just dive into dumpsters and not find anything but actual garbage. Like, it's terrifying life to live in. There's no reason to be so peaceful that you can just celebrate all the time. You must appreciate peace in a different manner. And if you're so fucking peaceful, you turn yourself into a sexual rabbit. Or the moment you turn yourself into a rabbit, you realize, oh, I want to turn myself into anything. Fuck me, bro. At the same time, there's not much to it. It's just, again, people trying to play around with the idea of there's men and women, but if I, like, mix them together, like, maybe I get something different. And then you're like, oh, but there may be a spectrum, and, like... So, we have to, like, break down why men and women even exist to begin with. What is the intention? The God's plan behind these two genders. Well, what is the idea, right? Well, it is very difficult to solve certain problems. So you just split attention, split the biggest problems of all time, which is existence and non-existence. All right? Light and darkness. You just split those two things because it's too difficult for them to exist simultaneously. It would be a little bit too boring. All right? So, here you go. In order to have man and a woman, you just split darkness and light. So it's not boring. And the sexuality is like trying to flick the light switch a bunch of times, and it's like, wow, so cool. You have both at the same time, almost in the same room. Wow, light switch. Wow, sexuality. Fantastic. So, that's it. Well, what else are you gonna invent? Dim lights or something? Alright. You can play with light to some extent and pretend that that's that's it. You're inventing something new somehow. But at some point, it's just personal business as well, and sexuality is not something you wear as a title, so everyone knows. No, it's a personal business. It's a personal decision that you cannot preemptively decide what sexuality you have. Which at the same time is like it's already decided. Like, why would you even bother? Why would you bother deciding your sexuality and decided before even figuring out? Because some people would be like, oh, I can still change my sexuality, right? I can come out of the closet and come into the closet or something. Usually when people get into the trap of lettering themselves, they don't come out. They don't become like straight again. I haven't heard a story when people came in, returned back into being straight because they were so ashamed. No, they get sucked into this black hole, and coming out is a danger to your life. So you don't do that. You don't do that anymore. This is why this trap is very dangerous. There is a way to exit, obviously, to quit. All right, it's a funny thing. Question and quitting is that's how you do it. And leave, lesbian and leave. So we just decoded a way to leave the group for different genders. All right. My sexuality is quitting bullshit. And I like women that leave bullshit. Alright? So please endorse this new sexuality that I have invented. It is bullshit because, you can still pick a letter and remove yourself from that. What else do we have? People put restraints on what they are attracted to. Exactly. Why preemptively decide what you're attracted to? And at the same time, attraction and sexuality are just so vague terms. Just use passion. Ignore the noise. It's all turning into noise and obsession with bullshit. All right? Often enough, people obsess with bullshit. They debate bullshit. You gotta leave those conversations. You gotta drop the bomb that I'm doing right now. It's a just absolute nuke piece. It's not a hit piece on a specific person or a group. It's just a nuke on the opinion as a whole. Whatever it turns into, I don't care. I don't care what cities you build with this opinion that you have. It's all going to be destroyed. All right? If you come any closer, if you declare war, it's all going to be destroyed. I have already prepared. So that's cool. Restraints of what they are attracted to. So, yeah, sexuality is not something you can come up with. You have to find out eventually. It just happens to you. But the coolest thing, like, you can live in your fantasy world without real interactions for a very, very long time. Until there's just breakdown of society and just interactions just kind of leak into your life anyways. That is my strategy. That's how I will do it. And as you grow, also you kind of poke some interactions here and there and offend a few people, put them in the right place where they have to be, back them away from you, and like some basic stuff. And it's very fancy. All right. The word principles. Yeah, it's very fancy to like live in a fantasy world where everything is possible. Then you don't have to worry about having a particular sexuality or identifying yourself a certain way, because then any single move or change you make to your sexuality, you have to start explaining, and everyone is going to be confused all of a sudden, and everyone will care about something that doesn't even matter, out of all things. But again, like being gay and being bisexual and being trans seemingly feels like it matters, like it changes so much, right? Unfortunately, if you are a problematic person and you create more problems, you don't belong in society. You can go into wilderness and live there, or you have to be a slave and give us your money. All the surgeries you want to do, you're not going to get it for free. You got to turn yourself into a clown. Into a public little shit clown. Show off how gay and bisexual. You just show us, man. Turn yourself into a porn star. You're just going to be objectified to an insane amount because you're useless otherwise. If all you care about is your sexuality. If that is actually blocking you from doing actual work for society. And right now, the most funniest thing I'll tell you, and when I say funny, it's devastating. Alright? People are pissed. And if they see you waste time, you will be destroyed. So you have to question yourself, is having a sexuality really that important? And when another funny thing is, which is again, absolute brutality, not only these people need defense in safe zones, but once they have them, remember this principle, alright? Just remember this principle. It's a lot easier to destroy a community all at once in one place, alright? We just gather you in one safe place, and we turn off the light that says safe, and we turn it into not safe. And then we delete. I don't know how that looks like. We just delete everything you thought you have created out of yourself. Because most people will still feel like, oh, I hate myself, I have got sucked into this bullshit. You will have your doubts, and your doubts will eat your soul, and once you lose your soul, there's nothing left of you but to suffer and destroy yourself. So it will happen, I assure you guys, because I'm not convinced that the opposite could happen, that there's any hope for these people when they're just wasting their time. They're wasting their time. As long as you are a clown, a public clown, seeking for cameras, fantastic. More power to you, alright? You're just inventing a new form of porn that I will never watch. But the moment you leave a camera, the moment you leave your actual safe zone, and the moment you herd like a sheep, you are putting yourself in actual danger and will be destroyed. No matter what you say to me or anyone else, I don't care. I don't have power to stop the process. I can only speed this up so it doesn't feel so bad. You try to slow it down, it will turn into torture, and slow torture is not very fun to experience, but it is what it is, guys. Bisexuals are... Alright, so the word principles is twisted into sexuality. How? I forgot already. Principles. Yeah, I mean, people degrade themselves and they seek pleasure so much, and it's the most important principle ever. It's like seeking maximum pleasure. But if you forget principles and if you don't collect them, and if you just restrain yourself more and more, then the best you can do is be a clown about it, but that's it. And you're still gonna get bored, too. What are you gonna do then? Drugs? Pretty expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Bisexuals are still constraining themselves as they lose focus. Yeah, you can define yourself as bisexual, and you're gonna realize it's so funny. It's the choice fatigue. Now that you have opened yourself up for choices, it's like, am I a little bit more gay? Am I a little bit more straight? Which one? It's like, And as you lose focus, you lose attention to the things that you actually care about. So again, all of this being gay, bisexual, and trans, it seems like a confusion. It's absolute confusion. But this is what happens when you get trapped. If the first instinct or the first feeling that you have is confusion, you are being trapped. Alright? And you have to escape. Best way to escape is just with force and destruction. My personal favorite, alright? Anger. That's what I sell as an emotion. So, just destroy things that you don't like. Just push them away. Don't let them fucking take your shit, alright? Call it out for what it is bullshit. You trying to fucking corner me. A lot of people try and do that, and I do feel cornered, and it's so fucking annoying, because there's so many better ways to fucking live, instead of being a piece of shit. You know, and trying to corner someone with all your powers, and, oh, flex on me, big boy. Just don't pop. Because the moment you pop, I take everything. The moment you turn your back against me, man, I'll do whatever I can to take my revenge. There is no exit from being a piece of shit. When you get too close to my corner, it's my corner. You never know. A dragon can be summoned, God can be summoned, and eternal torture and damnation can be summoned, because there's no better thing than God, alright? And if the God gets summoned, and the God that's going to listen to you is going to be like, oh, so you do want to be a piece of shit, and you want this corner so badly, then that's all you're going to get, is the fucking corner that you asked for. So, you know, for all the invaders out there, there's so many more problematic things to deal with than sexuality and trying to defend sexuality, and you're just gonna lose this battle instantaneously the moment it starts. It have not started. People have not picked up on the clues, but once they put the clues together, or just bump into me, I was just gonna give it all, just take it. You'll have to pay for it. I'll summon a dragon if you don't pay for my shit, but just take it. I want to see what happens, you know. I don't care. I'm having fun as I am, and I can somewhat predict the future, but, you know, I just live in like the oblivion, gates of madness, or realm of madness. I just rule that shit in the from the shadows, and do whatever the fuck I want. I can barely hold a because, you know, like, no one is actually willing to drag me out of the shadows. No, so I'm like, well, let's get comfortable then. Let's get comfy. Shadows, you like that somehow. You're gonna keep that in your society. I did not ask for that, but here we are. I will define society now. Slowly and surely, the shadows are gonna take over very easily. Just simply ignore it, and I will come. Knock on your door eventually. Ask for something. Get very angry if you don't give it to me. Perfect sexuality. Shadows. Anyways, I can barely hold a conversation, and you know your sexuality already? You know that? People barely can have conversations, and you have figured out your sexuality. You probably have not uploaded a single video on YouTube. Maybe TikTok, but not YouTube, bro. YouTube is a different game. And people were not excited about uploading on YouTube because the rumor has it you can go viral on TikTok. So everyone tried to do that. Try to win the $1,000, you know, for themselves. So I can go viral. I can figure it out. I can get some views and interactions. There's gonna be a cooler platform, but right now you can squeeze interactions on YouTube. It's not that difficult. I constantly show you guys how to harvest, you know, comments. It's not easy. You have to be smart about it. You have to be prepared. But it's possible, and I recommend, if you're struggling, to start your career on a social platform. Just harvest, man. Whatever you like, whatever music you like to listen to, just harvest the comments under those videos. And they will forever stay there. You know, you'll always be able to look back. Unless the threads kind of get, disappear somewhere, I don't know. Outcompeted, I don't know. YouTube works in mysterious ways. And it pisses me off, you know. The mystery pisses me off. Hopefully this doesn't show up here. So yeah. Maybe focus on being able to talk. It sounds like a pretty cool skill rather than like having sex all the time. Alright? Focusing on that. Again, focusing on just celebrating. You need a cause to celebrate. Just peace itself is not cause. But keeping peace technically is a cause, but you still have to define whether you are or not keeping peace. I say keeping peace is about solving problems. So, let's do that. You can celebrate if you are keeping peace, which means solving problems. Problems constantly occur in society, and you have to be constantly aware. Anything pops, and you have to be able to negate that. So I'm kind of learning this skill right now. Whatever video pops up, whatever, just like, again, I was inspired, but it has to also overflow and spill over my, like, curiosity for something. And this one was it, man. I love this. I want to know more about this, two-spirit people. Two-spirit, guys. Traditionally, Native American two-spirit people were male, female, and sometimes intersexed individuals who combined activities of both men and women with traits unique to their status as two-spirit people in most tribes. Well, what kind of fucking ancient technology are we inventing, bro? What kind of stupid ancient technology is this shit? It's absolute nonsense, bro. And also too spiritual is like now it's 2S and it's not one letter anymore, bro. It's kind of stupid. And also, you just ran out of colors too. There's only 7 colors in the rainbow, and I'm sorry, bro. You are broke. You gotta choose 7. So probably 2 spirit goes to the garbage, and you have 7 left, and the plus goes to garbage too. Because who needs hope, right? So all you have is this and AI. Oh shit. We just attached AI into this. The absolute insanity. What could it be? You know, intersex and asexual. What the fuck is intersex, though? Intersex. I don't get it, bro. I don't want to know. One of them you feel like you know very well, and the other one is like you don't. It doesn't even like what. And that's what absolute insanity is. It's when you have 2 radically different meanings stuck to the same fucking group of words. You have 2 things that mean completely different things. I now want to know what intersex means. I can't control myself. So if I can figure out what intersex means in 2 minutes. Intersex generally used for a variety of Oh, fantastic! You're gonna drain my 2 minutes very quickly. Variety of situations. Born with reproduced boxes. Sometimes doctors do surgeries and. Oh, fuck my life. So it's kind of like surgery, but like not. Who cares, bro? We will never understand, alright? We will never understand. So absolute insanity is correct. It was attached to your group somehow. It wasn't that difficult, was it? To turn yourself into bullshit quite instantaneously. Because I've heard about it. But I could not believe that you did that. AI. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, anytime someone is flexing something and I smell boredom, it's the coolest thing to detect. If someone is bored, that means they're stupid. You're done. You're like not interesting anymore. One thing you have to run for your life from, because that is going to destroy everything you have. Everything you have is easily destroyed by boredom. So one of the most big bosses of life is to make sure you keep vibrating, keep trying different things. There's a lot to explore and to do as a human being. You know, you're limited, so you have to break some limits and find all the possibilities of life. That's the whole point. And if you're bored, what the fuck? Are you insane? How are you bored? You have to constantly improve and try different things and explore and figure out what the fuck is going on. Anyways. Yeah, 2 people are not alive anymore because they're spreading garbage vibes. And I can't believe that. It makes me so sad that there's less people in my Discord and less. And it keeps, you know, dying or just normalizing itself into something more filtered. You never know. Don't let them drag you into bullshit. That's it. You need evidence to support your definitions so you don't switch instantly. Yup. And the cool part, again, people are identifying themselves as something, as having a sexuality, so you know what reward you want out of life. Okay, that's cool. You picked your reward. That's fine. And you picked that it's a specific type of weird sexuality. Okay, that's cool. Now the problem is, so you picked the reward, but what are you going to do about it? How are you going to get it? Or are you just going to grab the first thing that comes into your grasp? You just grab it? I mean, that's desperation. That is cheapness. It validates that you are just an absolute loser that can't collect any value. But I'm not here to judge. You do your thing. It's just the most important thing, you'll have to share it. Potentially, somehow. So make sure your reward is also very rewarding. Empowering, somehow. It does something that you can still share to other people. So whether it empowers you, or it doesn't close you into a relationship. See, the funny thing is, I'll tell you another brutally funny thing. Men and women have a very complicated relationship that's rewarding for everyone. But if you allow yourself to fall and embrace bromance, whatever is closest to you, let's just call it bromance. You're just giving up on like very colorful pieces of life that normally just comes from straight relationship that is very, very difficult to achieve. A proper one. To be honest and pursue a woman of your dreams is like, that's it. That's the whole fucking point. That's all you have to do. And you'll just be a lot happier. But I don't have to explain it to you. I'll just show it once I got to get a woman of my dreams, I guess. You don't want to see it, right? If you're offended. But if you watched to this point, I'm sure you're, like, curious at least. Because, you know, you have to be. You have to improve yourself. Maybe I'm just talking to myself, but, you know, I'm not being negative about it, and I genuinely break down if something is valuable or not. Does something belong in bullshit or gold? And again, there's more dirt than gold. Gold is hard to find, alright? But once you find it, you can do a lot of things with gold. So there's actually as much gold as there's dirt, but you have to understand what matters is application, is how you treat it. So right now I don't have that much gold to talk about, but we'll get to that point when things flip and we'll find more gold than dirt. Or we'll just use more gold than dirt, interact with more gold, care about more gold. And I will love that kind of life. And once we find principles that truly like define and empower people. So you need evidence, don't switch instantly, your sexuality. But the first evidence is that it doesn't exist. You have to care about your passions, and that's what's supposed to define you, your passions. Not even like your job. Internet is an actual safe space for your passions. That's it. That's all you have to know about how to pursue, what to pursue, and what to care about. Is to understand internet is a safe space for your passions no matter what they are. It's fantastic, bro. And you have to like fight for it too. You have to fight for it because it brings well-being to everyone around you as well. And it's just fun. Fun that way, you know. Also just beating them with your well-being. Because if you bring people well-being, you have more. You just have more and it just spills out and you just give it for free because you have so much. It's just fun. Alright, it's fun gathering resources and giving things for free. Killing people with kindness. Oh yeah, Selena, but it's kind of that, but it's there's more to it. Because you do it for fun. It's almost like Mr. Beast situation where you just come up to a stranger, give them $10,000, get their reaction, and it's like, huh, that was worth it for a video. I'll get more where that came from. Anyways, I don't care. You know, you can afford that. It's so weird. But for me, I'll make it a simpler version of that. Alright, so I don't need myself. I don't see myself as virgin because there's internet. You know, like, if you spread your intentions, if you invade other people's lives over the internet, which is completely fine, there no place you can hide from other people's intentions on the internet, unfortunately. Your privacy does not exist here. Don't even bother. The only privacy you have is you put your screen away and you can breathe in your privacy. It probably sucks, by the way. Your privacy probably sucks. And who fucking needs that? And if people embrace sexuality violently like that, I guess you don't need privacy to begin with. You're desperate to destroy it so badly. So, that's cool. It's just one girl fucking bothers me. In my brain. The real estate, guys. The word privacy now means something, you know. Bisexuals surely need some magical powers to have two genders as evidence. Two gender relationships. Two gender ships. Let's improve that. Yeah, so bisexuals need two relationships at once to prove as evidence that they are bisexual. They can't just claim bisexual. Again, you need evidence. I don't care what you claim. You can claim that you're a psychic alien piece of shit. I probably want to believe that because you said the word shit, and I believe everything is bullshit these days. So you can turn yourself into shit in front of me anytime you want, alright? But the reality is, every single sexuality requires ridiculous amount of evidence, and is just not worth it. You just pursue your passions, you become whatever you become, and it's gonna be fucking obvious to begin with anyways. Why do people have to turn it into a community? There's no need to solidify this shit, to embrace it. It just happens. Sexuality just happens. And even though, and whatever it defines you as, it's obvious to everyone. You don't have to say it, you don't have to talk about it, you're just gonna upload a few pictures you kissing certain things. You're gonna kiss a dog and you're gonna be a fucking animal abuser, and that's it. Alright, that's your sexuality for now. You're gonna kiss a baby, you're gonna be a baby abuser. Because you're gonna be a groomer or something. I don't know. Don't kiss babies. Maybe babies didn't give you consent to be kissed. I don't know. I don't know what's funny these days. but it sounded funny, so let's keep going. I should be sleeping soon, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's one more thing I want to do. Block my first person. First person to be blocked by me. Can you believe that? But I just have to do it. Because invasion is not good. I'm not talking about like an invasion of real privacy, not internet privacy. Now that one is. I'm surprised that it's not being protected. You know, that people like that don't just go directly to jail for just being fucking assholes. And in the first place, like jail processing is like a really stupid idea. Like people should go for like small amount of time to jail just because they're just being assholes, you know? Like what? I know I sometimes being an asshole, but I just don't go outside invading people with my asshole behavior. Alright, you can just turn off your screen if you don't like it. You know, you don't have to attack me and rush towards me. You're the asshole. You know, I just sit here, chill. You know, you can chill with me. If you don't like it, go find something else to do. So I cannot be an asshole, and on the internet is just kind of impossible. Unless you just somehow hacking into other people's shit and stealing shit. That was never, ever intended to happen. You know, there is still private information that could affect well-being, alright? Once well-being is affected, and I'm not talking about emotional well-being. Emotional well-being is shit, alright? It's still, that's what internet is made out of in the first place, alright? It's one principle that I have just nail down as many times as possible. Emotional well-being is totally under your control, and nobody can damage it directly, alright? They can ask you to damage yourself, and if it works, congratulations, they succeeded, but you did it, alright? Emotional well-being is all up to you. That's what spirit is all about, is being, just well. No matter what happens, you can still emotionally feel fine about it. There's so many circumstances of life that you just still gonna be emotionally well, unless, obviously, you're in emotionally not well generative position, but it's a very complicated thing. You're just like outside of your comfort zone for way too long. You can't breathe. You don't have food. These things, like, now you just put yourself in such a position that it's impossible to be emotionally well because you were stupid for way too long and you put yourself in the middle of desert outside of reality, and you will break down as a human being into nothingness. Bye. I'm sorry, bro. Trans. Let's go to trans. Probably just straight, but rejected. They had to infiltrate. Wow. That is so true. Again, all of this is just infiltration, is trying to like give up in a certain kind of way to grab as much sexuality as possible for a rewarding feeling. So, you know, American way is to grab drugs, money, and sexuality to maximize the shit, and materialism too. Just materialism, the how many subscribers you have, how many followers. It's materialistic kind of mindset, right? So you grab as much as possible and try to hold on to it, but like most of it just slips away anyways. or becomes meaningless. But is this kind of fucking rat race beyond sanity. And that is the American way, boys. The European way is fucking being angry all the time, I imagine. Why you eat my spaghetti? Why you touch my spaghetti? Something like that, right? There's a meme. I just want it to be an angry Italian dude, not a bear that the meme was associated with. Anyways, so trans people want to infiltrate, want to be transparent, so they become invisible to other genders, even though they're very visible and very stupid. But, you know, they want to put a bag over their heads, draw some nice things. It's like, oh, I'm a woman now because I have a woman face on my face. And the reality is, no. Being a man or a woman is a vibe. And you have to break that vibe to start with. It's a vibe if you want to trick people. But because you're tricking people, your vibe breaks down. And you're a liar. And you're kind of filthy human being. Again, all of it is a trap. And I kind of just broke down. The main three ones we can break down, everything else doesn't matter. I don't really care what your sexuality is. Maybe try and be normal, you know. Try and be straight, because that is ridiculously fucking difficult. And try to prove me otherwise, alright? Because being straight is like level 100 sexuality, and everything else is like level 10 at best. Yes, it might spin you into some social interactions because you actually need them. Because you need to be fucking shamed. You need a little bit of more attention in your life. You have to be shamed for who you are. That's what happens when you become a clown, alright? You get a lot of attention from children most of the time, you know. It's what drag queens are. The new form of fucking clowns. Which is like, I don't want to shame the group, yeah. Yeah, so the next thing I say is, remind people I had a girl in my room as an experience and I cried for 30 minutes. Potentially because, like, my heart is, like, broken and torn and I just couldn't figure out how I feel emotionally, and I just, like, I want to have some kind of relationship so I don't feel completely lost. But then, you know, eventually I find the internet. Eventually, I'm, like, forced into caring. And it changes my life for the final time, the ultimate change that was required for me. To take my life into my hands is to just fall in love with things that are free and very easy accessible. You know, it changed my life. And unfortunately, sexuality is not easily available and accessible. You can have it for a certain amount of time, but then it entangles you into relationships that you might want to escape. You experimented, your experiments fail, and what are you gonna do about it, bro? Going back to being normal is very difficult if you have been experimenting a bunch. Because now, you're gonna come back to normal, and you're gonna be known as a fucking loser, but you still can own it. You know, well, you did a thing, you failed, but you have to own it. You know, if you're one of those people on Instagram that just, like, fail and then you delete your history, yeah, it's very stupid behavior. It's like you had a relationship and you broke off, and now you have to delete your ex as best as you can from your history so you don't have to think about it. It's dumb behavior. You gotta own it. Just gotta own whatever you did in the past at that moment, you thought it was right. Your future self cannot just go back in time and be like, oh, let's fucking judge everything I did in the past. Everything, improve it, own it, but don't fucking delete it. Alright? That is the most disgusting thing. And again, the sexually active community, alright, are terrible. Terrible at they ruin their life with their stupid relationships, and they would try escape when in danger, try to delete their history because they feel so ashamed, and none of these things are available as tools, unfortunately, as principles. As principle states, you can't go back to the past and delete your shit. You have to own it and improve it for what it's worth. Because your past self liked it, liked it that way at that point. You liked it. You created something. You just gotta own it. And you can own other people's stuff. This way you can build relationships, even with celebrities, anytime you want. All you have to do is just care, own it, and improve it. And by the way, like, again, I said own it. So you can own anything, not just your own past self, but anyone else's past. Get to know them, own it. Own it as if you understand it, as if you accept it. You're not gonna forget about it. It's just you spend time with it, and you're okay. And you will come back whenever you feel like doing so. It's available. You owned it, that means. If it's available for you, then you owned it. So, yeah, so how can you improve your sexuality? Because we've figured out that you want to allow yourself to be available for other people. Why the fuck is there a goose goosing around behind outside at night? Fucking goose. Anyways, so what do you do? What do you do? Well, the only thing you can do, all right. I don't know the women experience, but again, personally, masturbation, the most magical thing. You go into your fucking fantasy world, you do your thing, you do your business, and you go outside after you've done your business. And these are two different realms. Alright? You do your work, and you go do your work in your fantasy worlds, and you can kind of mix a little bit and be like inspired by your fantasies to some extent, but don't get lost in it. Just like I cannot just start masturbating right now. It would be still quite difficult. I have to just relax and be entangled with the things I am attracted to and like whatever I care about. It's two different things. Two different things to work on. And why would you mix that up a bunch? It's crazy. I'm even like scared to touch the fuzz because I'm running out of time, but I probably will have like 30 minutes apparently. I just need to break down 5 more things I've said. So you really think you can survive sex? Yeah, like sex is a lot, and again, it's when two fantasy worlds entangle themselves, and it could be quite a disgusting thing. And again, I just say, I had a girl in my room, and then I cried for 30 minutes. I was so emotional. Yes, I was young, and right now it probably wouldn't happen the same way, or it would still happen exactly the same way. I would have a girl, and I would still be ridiculously emotional about it. Maybe I would kiss a girl for the first time, bro, and then I would cry for 30 minutes. But I feel like I would fucking cry, alright? It's just uncontrollable emotions, and you realize that there's something more to just vibes in general that you just can't control when, again, fantasy worlds start mixing each other up. The feeling is insane. Now you're sitting in a fucking roller coaster, you have to take it all in, and your body will start breaking down because, again, you have to play a role in their fantasy world, and they gonna play a role in your fantasy world. You got a little bit closer to each other, and it changes everything, and it's very difficult to accept that new reality. So potentially I fucking cried, like, okay, that's what she wanted, I think, to make me cry. We'll never know, guys. We'll never know. To leave me and leave me brokenhearted. Let's put it that way. Because potentially that was the strategy. We don't know. We don't know what the fucking sweet little shit wanted out of me. Or was willing to do to me, you know? Maybe willing to, like, allow me to make mistakes. And the only and I didn't do mistakes, and I just felt robbed out of my all the attention that I invested is like wasted. But I would never know until, you know. Yeah, dude, yeah. I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious of every single girl I've been with. I'm constantly suspicious, super skeptical of everything. But it just led me to like a higher level. Hopefully it's a higher level. It's still confusing because, like, it has to be obtainable to be higher level. Obtainable. It feels higher level, but again, you never know. Is there a possibility for even a higher level for, like, true interactions to happen? It's possible. It's just less and less likely each time. You know, for me to go from the first level to the second level of relationships, that took me a long, long time. So it looks like it's just infinite amount of more time that it would take, and it's impossible. So I already just gotten rid of most of the possibilities. I'll just pursue and continue doing what I'm doing. It seems like the only solution now, and it's unbeatable. And it seems like it makes me grow quite significantly, puts me on the right path. Everything is clean, and I'm very, very happy about it. So, like, there's like no downsides either. Besides that, it makes me a little bit uncertain of what the future holds, but like that's probably still a good thing because nobody knows anyways, and there's a lot to work on. So it gives you a lot of space. If there's uncertainty to your future, it gives you a lot of space. And again, if you define your sexuality, you're ripping apart the uncertainty. You actually need uncertainty of your future. You have to also embrace uncertainty of your future as anything can and should happen. You know, while defining sexuality or any reward system will rob you of all the things you could have for your future. You should not really know what you want from life, because you just don't know what the possibilities are. And the moment you start wanting things and pursuing things and needing things, it's not really that fascinating, dude. And people will not want to contribute either if you have like a certain future, because it already feels boring and predictable, and that's kind of stupid. Till your dying breath, you're not supposed to know your future. You're not supposed to know the day you die, the people you're gonna be hanging out with, all the affairs that you're gonna have, whether you're gonna have a divorce or not. Nothing is supposed to be certain. Is the only way to secure an actually decent life. Yes, the only thing that has to be certain is like you have to be alive to experience it. You have to be happy to be able to control it. You have to be powerful to be able to embrace it. There's these certainties that you have to follow principles, and you're going to succeed in achieving your future and making sure it's great. But beyond that point, who fucking cares? You know, you have choices, absolutely. But all you have to do then is just make them work. Take a choice and make it work. And you cannot take a trap and make it work. The only way you can make a trap work, you can suck in more people into the same fucking trap, which is very immoral. It's very immoral to take a trap and make it work, as it damages more people. And as you can see, like, slowly again, LGBTQ is expanding its territory, but it's gonna get nuked, it's gonna get destroyed. I don't think it's a threat. I think it's just a very, very stupid behavior that will get, well, cancelled, because now we have the power of cancellation, the superpower that I can somewhat admire, as long as we pick the right targets, of course. So far, the cancellations have been horrendously wrong and stupid as well. But you know, you dig through bullshit, you get some value out of that experience. Who cares? You build your dirt house. It's still a safer thing to be inside than be exposed to the wilderness and the zombies that roam around. You know, it's fascinating, but whoops, I don't want to do that. Alright, so you have a sexuality but can't define what a woman is. You pick your sexuality and you cannot define what a woman is. Again, I say the source of men and women is like light and darkness in so many ways. So you cannot just like define a man as darkness and woman as light. In terms of life, that's how it works. That's where it starts. But then it gets sugar-coated over layers and layers and gets entangled. So it feels like neither of them is darkness or light, but in the core value they are. But then it's just there's so many more layers of it, and so many ways. Like, you can't start defining things that easily, but you can at least understand like the core principle. So and the outer shell also was kind of well defined too, because we can just look and see what a woman is and separate that from men and how they normally look like. And the moment you start going outside of norms, you have to have very good reasons to do that, unfortunately. So that's cool. I don't think you need to help, but yeah, like, your sexuality, if it makes definitions ambiguous, again, it will confuse you, which is again an indication you are inside of a trap. Don't get confused. Don't undefine things. You have to keep definitions. You can improve them, but you cannot undefine what a woman is. Alright, it's a meme, but it's a meme for a reason, because it's just brutal. It's brutal what happens when you start confusing yourself. That you can just define women as anything that defines itself as women. Then fucking rat comes up to you, I'm a woman. What are you gonna do about it, alright? Just a rat came up to you and said, it's a woman. Are you gonna fuck the new brood woman? A dog comes up to you? Anything fuckable. Oh, I'm a woman now. Actually, Smaj just released a fucking video. Which mascot is fuckable? Markiplier did this Pokemon fuckable smash or pass. Oh, please. Leave me alone with that, alright? Leave me. Actually, Zoo is pretty cool, though. But still leave me alone? I've chosen my Pokemon. I'm probably not going to do it ever again. I've chosen my milk tank. Because it kind of just defines me. I'm a milk tank. Alone. In my super duper basement. Not really a basement, it's a fortress. I live pretty high compared to other muggles, you know, not magical people. Lol. But they're gonna be jealous, guys. So we have to keep our eyes peeled. If we can learn new magical spells, I'll do it, guys. But the first thing we have to do is figure out if women is a definable thing, because I don't know. I don't think you need to help people destroy their own lives. Pretty weird. Yeah, that's just a general idea of what bullshit does to people. It destroys people's lives. And there's so much bullshit already, we don't need more. Alright? We need problem solvers, and we have to ignore every single person that's bullshitting around. The problem is, you know, Paul Watson, the person that made the fucking video that I highlighted, is also in a category of just kind of promoting either hatred or awareness towards those groups, and I don't want neither of that stuff. I might need to cut off Paul Watson out of my life because he's too obsessed. He's just too obsessed at attacking these things and not actually promoting any of his own ideas. And it's terrifying to me that you can just get lost into being kind of hateful a little bit too long. Yes, he's trying to protect his community, but does he have one? Does he talk to other people? Very rarely, and I don't care. He's not presenting that properly. It's kind of shit. It's shit. It has to be 50-50. Alright? You do your shit, but you do your sanity content. Whatever that may be, you have to leverage. Mostly of how other people feel. But because they will make you feel the same thing. You know, like, we have each other by the balls. We're gonna make each other feel a certain way. Just like I felt the need to pursue celebrities because of the fucking spark in my brain. I was sparked into doing so, and it just changed everything. I was grabbed by the balls, alright? Everyone has each other's balls and can make each other feel a certain way. Again, it doesn't compromise emotional well-being that you get manipulated to some extent, because you can still control half of that shit, but it doesn't take away from the idea that you need sanity content. You need to provide to your community whatever the fuck your community is asking you to do emotionally. You know, you have to break it down, go to the comment section, figure the shit out. Your new sexuality is fucking reading your stupid comments. And yes, I'm just talking to influencers right now, and that's the only thing that actually matters. Each other's, yeah. Because the influence ruled the world, they showed the world what is up, right? And everyone just follows. So I have to, like, contact influencers and make them know that the comment section matters, because people are trying to give you instructions. They can't upload their own videos, they cannot get relevancy, it's too difficult. So at least fucking read the instruction manual before you dive into this Lego bullshit and build whatever you want as a 5-year-old. It's not professional to do that. You have to be very careful. You can do your thing for 50% of the time. Harvest skills. I don't know. Harvest whatever you care about. Harvest meaning. But the other 50% gotta go to the community that you have created. Otherwise, it's gonna be 50% off from buying your soul or whatever. And shutting down your channel, getting cancelled. You're gonna get 50% off of that. You know? Of that deal. There's so many cool things you can do in life, so this community is too weird. I still believe that very strongly. There's a lot of weird communities, and technically this is 1 out of 4 super duper toxic communities that need a fucking name to begin with, but they sexually abused their own name to the point where it just makes no sense. It's just a jumble of bullshit, of just concepts, of letters and colors. Like, are you that fucking stupid? Are you 10 years old? Let's focus on 10-year-olds, all right? When it comes to this, it's like, oh, just combine all these letters and numbers. I mean, letters and colors, and it's like, oh, it means so many things, guys. I mean, I have embraced this fantasy world. Maybe just fucking watch My Little Pony and just move on with your life, because that is way better sexuality than whatever this thing is. My Little Pony, it's just a pony on a flag, and it's like, congratulations. That's what it is. You like fantasy world so much, might as well have it not be a trap, alright? I'll be brony anytime, alright? I'll become a brony. Oh wait, I don't want to. Unless people ask me, then I'll consider. You know. You never know. Oh, it's disgusting. I just started thinking that other people gonna put me in this fucking rule of 50%. I think I'm gonna be exempt from this rule because I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'm already doing it right now. Is what people need. If I can provide what people need, I don't have to listen to you guys. I don't have to. I don't have to do anything for you, because I already deliver what you guys need. Need to be destroyed, and, well, technically. So I'm sorry. I will live as good of a life as possible, and potentially it will contain some elements of adorable things thrown your way, sweet things, but it's not going to be my sanity, unfortunately. It's going to be people I love sanity kind of just changing my life, and everyone will accept it, so I will not have to follow the 50% rule, unfortunately, because I probably don't even exist in a way that You guys think I do. I don't know. But as I've said, like, I've contributed so much that I've done my work. I've done my 50% straight from the bed because that's all I can do. I'm not in a public eye. I don't have a community. I don't have people expecting things from me, but anytime something happens, I respond just to make sure everything is clean, you know, and fully improved and ready to go. Full speed. Use comedy to test if something works. Ah, that's my favorite. This is how it works. Anytime you get a new idea of something, you gotta use comedy, you gotta make fun of it and see if it breaks down or if the vibe is like, it is genuinely funny and we can keep it genuinely useful and amusing. But that's just a very basic idea, right? That I don't know how to use right now. I'm sure I made something. No. Oh wow, I might be 15% gay. It worked. Use comedy. It worked. I might be 50% gay. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Because I gave a fuck about dudes a little bit. But like, how do you... Why would you even care? Like, you build relationships and like... But like, I don't want to be... No. I'm sorry, bro. I am sorry. It's just very demeaning behavior to be gay. It's fine to be lesbian, like, it's protective, but being gay, it's demeaning. It's kind of like getting into a fight, but it's a different kind of fight. Anytime, again, it's a serious deal with the two guys, it's either a fight or just a different kind of fight. Alright? It could be a playtime, but it's still a competition, or just straight up fight. So if it's sexual or violent, it's definitely a fight between two guys, and I don't like that. I would never participate in that. I don't even want to watch it. Alright, I think it's just gross and stupid. So do your thing. I don't want to enter people's assholes, because there's a lot of bullshit in there. Yeah, bullshit. Isn't that weird? Is now a part of this community. Have fun. Billie Eilish? I know I've seen something. Oh my god. Yeah, but if Billie Eilish belongs in some kind of community, that community is gonna die a painful death. I don't know, bro. Billie Eilish's indicator of bad things to come. Anyways, now we have like 5 minutes. We can check the fuss and I don't have to suffer too much. 5 minutes, bro. Fuck yeah, bro. Let's go.
Intersection. We're on our way to Northampton.
Oh yeah, also Pride. I'm sorry, again. You have to do work to be able to be proud of your work. And the things you have, you can be proud of. And celebrate over that. Have celebration with other people. You're proud that you have connected with those people. That's what a party is. Beyond that, if you sexually connect, is that a resource you have achieved? No, you're just a waste. Especially if you're defining yourself as something. And this kind of pride is just an empty shell. But why does it work? Well, it's a fucking manipulation. It feels like you belong in a community. But it's all garbage, bro. It's all garbage. Once you break it down, once you pop it, you don't want to touch it ever again.
Hi. I don't think I should be here. Name Michelle
Absolutely.
Lynn Michaels. Oh my god, your initials are multi-level marketing. Oh, let's see.
I also have
yep,
pronouns.
You're supposed to be here. I'm bisexual. I dabbled in drugs. Also, I did not love thy neighbor because they were fucking loud. Okay, God, can you come in? Yeah. Oh shit, you're God in the flesh prison. Heard a lot about you. Yeah, I bet. She wasn't sure if she should be here. No, you're good.
Are
Nope.
you LGBT plus? That's lesbian, gay, British transgender. I'm British transgender. British transgender. Okay. Are you LGBT plus?
Yeah, I mean, I feel violated just watching this shit. Because again, the most violating thing is just knowing that someone was bored enough to come up with something that's lame and falls flat. And it's just like, fuck me, bro. Do something more interesting, please. Say no. Let's go, baby. Celebrate, learn, accept, respect, think. Don't assume. Yeah, these are values that, again, they sugarcoat some poison, which is like celebrate, accept, don't assume, respect. Like, I don't care though, but most people are strangers to me. Think. Oh wow, think. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to think. That's cool. But because it's poison, you know what's happening here. They're trying to trick you. They're trying to confuse you. They're trying to make you celebrate. Feel good about this thing. Learn. Accept. Learning and accept, like, get entangled into what the fuck this means. Respect. Oh, now you have to respect. Think about it. We will never let you go. And, I'm sure this is gonna be level 3, because this triggers me to the core of, like, this is not ending there, is it? You're entangling a lot of people's fucking brains with this bullshit. And people will still not fucking understand, just like I can't understand. How the fuck you stop this process? Like, I know it's useless, but emotionally, look at all these things. But I haven't seen anything. That's the funny part. What am I supposed to see that's gonna entice me to care? You know? I see nothing.
Okay, this is actually disgusting. Forcing a child who doesn't know any better to do something just because you believe in it? No child should be made to wear Crocs in public. Please stop this.
Superman's Clark Kent disguised with glasses would...
In 2019, a group of flat earthers decided to scientifically prove that the Earth is flat. So they...
Stopped giving me the thing.
What's the most gay-friendly country in Asia? The 5th most LGBT-friendly country in Asia is Taiwan. Its score is 5.7 out of 10 in LGBT.
They say it's a free country, except for LGBTQ people who shouldn't be allowed to exist or have human rights. And
by the way, Taiwan is probably Asian spice, you know, to aggravate you to attack Asian people as a whole, to attack China. It's just China's little dick. You start sucking a dick with the wrong gender, you get annihilated, bro. You get your head cut off while you're sucking that dick. So be careful with Taiwan, Mr. US. You love being gay so much. They love being gay too. We're gonna embrace all these values and we're just gonna cut your head off. Which is fantastic. Happy Earth.
they say it's a free country.
Let's not forget that all these superpowers that feel like superpowers can be super weaknesses and get you in a lot of danger very quickly.
Country, except for LGBTQ people who shouldn't be allowed to exist or have human rights. And
Yep. Just like you said, we can move on.
Sam's been handing them out all day. All day? Alex, would you like a trans flag? I already have one, thanks.
Okay. Dad, what about you?
I've got mine right here.
Do you have any colleagues at work that might...
What the
Mom,
fuck is this
Dad,
shit?
I'm trans. I understand. I don't care that you're trans. Cool. Hey Mom, for my 16th birthday, can I have a cake with a bisexual flag on it? It's not a sex party. You're too young to know. Also, you can't be bisexual and trans, but whatever. We could do a bisexual flag on your cake. Why don't we do a trans?
Nope.
Thank you, USA. Stopping genocide. Helping small Kosovo. Stopping clarify.
I don't think it ruins the police cars, but kind of.
In 1999.
I don't care about religion. You know, like, they are infiltrating things that don't really matter, I guess.
Helping in Kosovo.
Cursing you.
Women shaking hands.
So yeah, I mean, opposition and position are both garbage. I'll just, sit back and enjoy the show as they try their best to understand each other. And then they're gonna realize they're powerless of resisting their own fucking traps. They're gonna be sucked into some endless orgy or something. Celebrating celebration. You know, but I want my celebration back. Yeah. Anyways, bye. See you next time. Another bullshit successfully destroyed. Please don't come again. Maybe next year? Think about it, alright? Yes, you have the plus thing, and I didn't say what the plus is, but I actually did, is the fuzz, alright? Keep the fuzz, man. What was the furries in the zoo, man? Bye.